How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. I also got to put in the disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today we're going to be talking about ChargePoint. You know, these are one of our high conviction plays on this channel, and many of you said, hey, have you been seeing the dip? Should we be buying now? Well, you know what? We're going to be talking about it in this video. But before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is a technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. Yes, we've seen ChargePoint has been on quite the run, but it has been pulling back. And many of you are asking me, should I be getting in now? Many of you didn't have the opportunity to get in the $20 range, like when I told you when it was in the 19s and 20s. So we're going to be doing an update on that. Then secondly, we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. Looking at the order flow, we want to see our institutions loading up, and we could tell this right away when we take a look at the large scale orders. And I feel this is key to know because we want to make sure we're buying at good prices. Next, then we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information, getting an idea of the overall market sentiment. Is it positive or is it negative? If there are a lot of shorts in this stock, then you know the overall market sentiment is negative. They want to see the price come down. So we're going to be covering that. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts and as well as some more details I feel that you need to know. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for ChargePoint. So let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $31.67, being down 0.75% on the day. On the low, it tested $31.22. Then on the high, testing $32.81. So first and foremost, we are using the 1-year daily chart, and we want to see how is it lining up with our indicators. So you can see from the RSI down below, yes, we are in that overbought territory, being at around 62.37%. So if you're going to be paying at these prices for ChargePoint, just know you're going to be paying a premium. So we want to see how is it lining up with our indicators. Of course, we're seeing strength above the 200-day. We're also seeing strength above the 100-day, and we're seeing strength above the 21-day EMA. ChargePoint has definitely been on quite the run here. When I was telling you guys to load up when it was in this $20 level, we've seen it's made a move well over $10. Of course, we've seen an area of resistance for ChargePoint right here around $33.85. Anytime it tests this particular area, it gets hit with a lot of selling pressure. So what I want to see from ChargePoint, I don't mind seeing some consolidations being right here at this $31 level so we can actually build up some strength for the next run up. But one thing to do, keep in mind, yes, it is selling off. It is looking fairly bearish here, but this does provide an opportunity to anyone who is looking to get in. As far as the starter position is concerned, I'll be looking to get into ChargePoint under $30. I know what you're saying, but Dre, it looks like it's not going to go under 30. And I know exactly what you mean, but hey, this is where patience is very key here because it can go back below $30. But if you want to get in and you want to be impatient, then I would look out for the 21-day EMA being at actually $29.75. So still under $30. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for ChargePoint. So we can see here on the inflow, we had 25, and on the outflow, we had 30. So as far as large orders, it was 0 on both sides. For 12, we had on the medium, and on the outflow, we had 15. And then on the small, we had 13, and for the outflow, we had 15. If we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, we can see institutions were loading up on June the 21st and as well as June the 24th. We saw some big time inflow days. Other days outside of that, we saw 0. So keeping this in mind, this is why I say wait for that pullback. It is a growth stock at the end of the day. So if you have the opportunity to exercise that patience, it will reward reward you in the long run. But at the same time, I want to make sure you guys have a good idea to look at these factors when choosing these particular stocks. So if you want to know where I actually found this, I get this question inside of the comment section. It was on Webull. So now let's jump into the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the short interest for ChargePoint. So we see the short volume ratio is at 8%, and this is taking the close as of Friday. What does this look like? Out of 10.7 million shares that were traded, we had 901,721 of those shares that were sold short. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 950,000, updated 28 minutes ago, and the short ball free rate is at 11.26%. Taking a look at the history of the short volume ratio, being at 8.41 is actually pretty good. You can see here back on the 24th, we were at 22.94. So this is a significant difference here. So as far as for next week that is coming, I definitely do like buying ChargePoint on its dip. Like I say on this channel, it's great if you can get in when it's under $30. But do keep in mind, there's not a ton of short interest that is in it. So there's not many who are vested saying, well, you know what, ChargePoint should be lower than the current price of where it's at now. Of course, this number can change as the week progresses. We'll continue to keep an eye on it, but for the most part, the great thing that we could see is ChargePoint has pretty positive market sentiment. So for my final thoughts on ChargePoint, if you're looking to get into a starter position, I would heavily emphasize the fact you want to get in below $30. If you're going to be getting in at the current prices of where it's at, whether it's between 31, 33, or 34 when it reaches those areas, then do keep in mind you're going to be paying a premium. So you're going to have to make a decision for yourself whether you want to be paying at those prices. Another thing that I want to say, this is a growth stock at the end of the day, so it does have a lot of volatility, and you're going to see opportunities when it comes to pullbacks, and it's part of the reasons you want to have a dollar cost averaging approach. Spread out your position. Just don't go in with one large lump sum. When we took a look at the short interest information, we can see the short interest has gone down quite a bit in ChargePoint. Being in the single digits currently just shows, as far as the market sentiment, it is very positive for ChargePoint. When we covered it on previous times on this channel, we've seen it being high well above that 21%. So a lot of people are saying, so does that mean ChargePoint doesn't have any short squeeze potential whatsoever? Hey, well, the likelihood of it happening, hey, it's not that big, but at the same time, I want you to understand, as far as catalysts or we get any news, we have more natural movements in overall price action. So this is one of the things I want you to be aware of, especially before you invest in a stock. I myself personally, how do I feel about ChargePoint? I have a long-term view, and I'm going to keep on saying this over and over again. We know EVs are going to be blowing up, especially looking at it from now going into the next 5 to 10 to 15 years. We also do understand that Joe Biden has a very ambitious infrastructure plan, and ChargePoint has the opportunity to benefit from this. So while he's in office, I feel ChargePoint stock can definitely see a lot of growth. And it's part of the reasons why you want to make sure you're adding to your position when it is below 30. Because when it does run up, you'll be able to maximize even more profits. Many of you are going to be asking me, so what is my price target 1 year out from now? I want to see ChargePoint go to $50. That's what I'm looking for 1 year from now. I know many of you are saying, whoa, that is fairly high. But hey, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I have a lot of passion when it comes to this play. And at the end of the day, we know ChargePoint is a big time player when it comes to EV charging stations. And it's one of the leaders out there, knowing that they have the majority of the market share as well. So taking all of this into consideration, if you want to get into this play, use that dollar cost averaging approach, like I said, but do know of the fact this is a growth stock and it's going to be liable to pullbacks. If you like to get some more information, or you want to get some more help as far as making sure you're making the right investments, or you want to get into trades, or maybe you might be looking to get into options and so forth, then join the private group, right? You can do it through Patreon, join the Discord. I know there's some people that have been joining up or building up this community, and we'd love to have you in it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.